105.7 River Sports here on KQEG. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, into wellness, into fitness. This week, it's the Onalaska High School Co-Op Hockey with Head Coach Mark Thorn, good friend of mine, along with seniors Brueggeman and Lexi Hutchinson. And in the second half of the show, stay tuned, because Kaley Manglitz will join us for that part of the show. Well, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you on. Coach, you were on last year, and your fourth year as head coach, 9 years with the program. And the program seems to get better all the time. Changes that you've seen since you took over?
Well, one of the things that we've been really focusing on is growing the sport of girls hockey. And in the last 2 years, we have seen those numbers increase, both in the three associations that feed our program. So lacrosse has over 20 young girls playing. Onalaska has 20 young girls. And West Salem, I believe, has about 14 young girls. So, you know, you look at 54 young girls at age U10 and under coming up and really helping grow the sport. And so hopefully I'm around that long to see them at the high school level, but if not, we're leaving the program in good hands.
Well, I hope you're around, because you're when you think of girls hockey, you think of you. But when you think of girls hockey, you also think of some unbelievable players that played for you, and one of them has been on our show, Teresa Knutson. Wow, best player that ever played around here.
I would say she's one of the best. We've been fortunate to have several good players. Teresa right now is enjoying a professional career over in Germany. So she finished last year in a 4-year stint at UConn, playing D1, and now she's in Germany, living the dream.
Yeah, well, someday these girls that you're about to meet here, they may just be, like, for example, Brueggeman from West Salem. And when I look at your resume, 3 sports, hockey, track and field, cross country, you're quite an athlete.
Yeah, I participate in 3 of the sports, and then in the summer I run a lot. And for the past 2 summers, I've been running half marathons and training for that over the summer.
Really?
Yes.
So I run a lot of those races too, but you're probably ahead of me in most of those races. I'm in kind of the Clydesdale division, where you kind of just plod along, you know. But I'm trying to continue to stay fit too. So you have a love of all kinds of sports, but you also have a passion to stay fit.
Yes.
How do you do that?
I started running my sophomore year, and it's not like any of the other sports that I had done. It's something that you can do like on your own, and I found that really enjoyable. So I've just been running a lot. And then you also have hockey, which when I was younger, I grew up right across the street from the West Salem hockey rink, so I had a lot of opportunity to go and skate with my dad and my brothers. So I've always been active as a kid. And
Lexi, you're active too, because you're in tremendous shape too. You're a role model. You're from West Salem, also a senior. This is kind of it for you now in the next few months, the next chapter of your life. Talk about you as a hockey player.
As a hockey player, I think I'm pretty good with leadership and making sure everyone on the team feels comfortable and just ready to play, and just getting everyone excited for games and committed to the sport.
So you accept that role of being a leader?
Yes.
Not everybody accepts it. Not everybody's good at it. And so that's part of what you expect of yourself. How do you lead?
I like to be really encouraging and try to stay mostly positive, and just making sure that everyone is always giving their 100% effort and always doing their best.
And so you model that, but you're also a tremendous student. Student first, athlete second.
Yes, yeah. I'm also in NHS, and I'm going to UMD next year, so we're really looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah, that's a great, exciting thing. And when you think about exciting, next chapter, you being a National Honor Society member, honor roll every year, and your expectations that you have for yourself, maybe your parents too, are classroom first?
Yes, definitely. It's always, even like as a part of the team, Mark always preaches, like, we're student athletes, our schoolwork comes first, always focus on school.
Is school come easy for you?
No, not at all. It's a lot of studying on the bus and taking any time I can that I'm not on the ice to do my schoolwork and study.
Well, Mark, you know, a lot of people probably don't know that you have players from 4 different schools. You have Onalaska, Holman, West Salem, Aquinas. Is that a challenge to kind of blend them all?
It's a little bit of a challenge, but you know, most of these girls have grown up in knowing each other and playing with each other. The challenge comes with new kids coming in every year and introducing them to the program, setting the standards with them, and making sure that they understand what the expectations are. You know, when we get to the seniors like this, they've been through the program, they understand what the expectations are, and they really are practicing their ability to manage all of the responsibilities of schoolwork, of the sport, and quite honestly, all the other extracurricular activities that they're involved in.
Take us through a practice, because I think that's what it always intrigues me. I think those people that kind of really look at how practices are run, that's where success is built.
Well, our practices, we start with a very simple warm-up where they just get their legs moving, getting them comfortable being back out on the ice. Then we go into some skill work where we work on their passing and shooting. And at that time, we're also warming up our goaltenders, getting them warmed so that they're not risking injury at that point. From there, then we develop into some different skill work. We do sometimes break off where the offense will focus on their side of the puck and then defense will focus on theirs. And so we balance between that, and then we come back together and incorporate all that together. We finally finish with some small games and activities so that, you know, the hockey season's a long season. You want to be making sure that you're trying to have fun throughout the season and keep them focused. Not always possible, but a lot of times we've succeeded in that area.
You know, so many athletes shine on Friday nights, called the Friday Night Light Syndrome and so on, or whatever day of the week the games are, but they don't really work hard in practice. Describe your practice approach, Emily.
At the beginning of the year, we came up with these team covenants that Mark sat us all down, and we had the players come up with rules that we wanted to be held accountable for, and one of them was give 100% all the time. So I think everyone on the team is really good about giving their all on the ice no matter what day of the week, because we all agreed on it, and it's just something we stand by.
What's another covenant?
Being prepared. I'm always being ready for anything, and practice being on time and just making sure you're ready.
Mm-hmm. The mental is to the physical as 4 is to 1. In other words, where so many athletes struggle because they're not mentally prepared. They're not mentally tough. They don't have a routine. They don't have confidence. Are you mentally tough, Lexi?
I would say I'm pretty mentally tough, and I have I do the same thing before every game in practice. I put on everything in the exact same order, and I'm preparing myself for the game or even practice, just getting in the right mindset.
Emily, do you have a routine prior to game day?
Like Lexi, I put everything on the same order, and then we usually play some good music, get us all pumped up. Mark might not like it as much as we do, but it really helps us get in the good mindset for the game.
Well, good. But Emily, we talked about your dedication to the classroom, and you have some ambitious goals ahead of you, starting at perhaps Ripon.
Yes, I plan on attending Ripon College next year, where I will double major in biology and chemistry. And then once I graduate from Ripon, I'm hoping to go on to med school to become a pediatrician.
Oh, ambitious. Is the medical field part of your family?
My mom is a bone density radiologist, so she goes and does all that x-ray stuff. But I didn't really find interest until my school offered a program which I could take a deeper look into the medical field.
Yeah. And Lexi, fast forward your life. You're going to UMD, and then what about after that?
Well, I don't really know what I want to do right now. I'm pretty undecided, but I'm just hoping that I find what I love to do and that I'm, just set for life. I don't really know what I'm going to do yet.
If I asked your teammates to just share in a very succinct way describe you, what would they say?
Caring. I hope that everyone thinks that I'm caring, because I care about every single person on the team and just making sure that they're okay and everyone's doing well.
caring, compassion, that's part of you too, isn't it, Emily?
I like to think so.
Is that what they'd say about you?
I hope so. I try to be compassionate.
You both seem like you're deep. What's if I was going to ask you to somehow change the world, if you had the power to do that, how would you do that?
Oh, boy.
Emily, any thoughts? Or do you like the world the way it is?
I definitely don't like it the way it is.
So you'd make some wholesale changes?
Oh. There's a lot I changed.
What would you change? We'll come back to you too.
Recycling and making sure like that the water is clean and that there's not as much littering and that people are nicer. Those are the things.
Oh, but geez, and now you're probably thinking the same thing. You want to change the water. There was a great episode on 60 Minutes talked about that recently. Defining moments in your life, Lexi, what would that be?
In my life, I broke my hip in 6th grade, and I could have had my leg amputated, but I didn't, thankfully. And I don't know, it just kind of put a lot in perspective and how like thankful I am to be able to play the sports and do the activities that I do. So
But something people don't know about you too is the fact that you moved from boys hockey to girls hockey. Whoa, that's pretty dramatic.
I played boys hockey all the way up until 8th grade, so I had never played with, like, the most girls that I had played with was in a AAA team once, like, couple summers, but that was about it. So I had only played with boys, and it was a lot different than playing with the girls. So when I was with the boys, weren't that inclusive all the time, but, like, going into high school with all the girls, it's like a big family, and everyone's, I don't know, it's a lot nicer and more fun because you make great friendships.
Emily, when I look at you, I think of the word gratitude. Does that describe you?
Yeah, I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I've had from this program. I have been able to help grow girls hockey. I hosted a hockey camp this summer. I had little girls from around the area come out and skate, and we did a few drills and stuff. So that was something I would never have been able to do without the help of Mark and other people supporting me.
You sure choose the right people to be on this show, don't you? You look for people with depth and substance and leadership and insight and all those kinds of things, because that's who you are.
Well, you know, it's the reflection of the girls. All of the captains that we have, really, at the beginning of the season, we put out a list of what the expectations are. And you talked about leadership and being able to define it. You know, we try and do our best defining what that leadership looks like and the challenges that come with it. And you can ask them, it's not an easy job. But you know what? They're also very strong young women, and they're moving forward. And I'm very proud of all the things that they do.
Well, I know you are. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to change this a little bit. We're going to bring another special guest, Kaley Manglitz, who you will recognize, and she will join the set right after this break.
With our busy lives, it's a comfort to know that we can still remember loved ones in a traditional way with a monument. Lewiston Monuments in Lewiston, Minnesota has been helping families purchase a monument for over 4 generations. You'll find a large selection of beautiful granite, marble, and bronze monuments, all at competitive prices. And they're a full-service company, so they also do straightening, cleaning, and repair of monuments. Stop in or call for a no-obligation consultation, or visit lewistonmonument.com for more information.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports again. Today we're talking about girls hockey. Head coach Mark Thorn, Onalaska High School Girls Hockey. And now joining us on the set, Kaley Manglitz. Welcome to the show, kiddo.
Hi.
Let's go back. Now, I'm sure the majority of our viewers know your name, of course. So let's go back to the fall. Let's go back to the fall football season in Onalaska. This well-known All-American kicker Field goals in her career, you made 6 out of 7. And extra points, you made 145 out of 166. And according to your coach, the all-time leader in kicking points in school history at Onalaska High School. Now, I don't know how many of our viewers knew that. I didn't, and you talk about impressive. Let's go back to starting your career as a extra point and field goal kicker. Talk about that.
Well, I didn't know I was going to end up being a kicker a couple years ago. My dad just introduced it to me since he was a kicker for lacrosse. And one day I just kicked a ball and my dad was amazed of how far I could kick, and I don't know, I just been practicing nonstop, and I just got really good at it, and I have really good accuracy with it, so I just stuck with it.
Yeah, you talk about impressive. I saw working games, football games, broadcasting, refereeing football games. I'm very familiar with how tremendous and gifted you are. Here's what Coach Tom Yashinsky, a friend of mine, said about you. He said you're a quiet player with a lot of poise and would get mad if the team went to 4th down and decided to go for it instead of bringing you on to kick, which really reveals the competitive nature of who you are.
Yeah.
Did you have some dialogue with him, like, no, wait a minute now, let's not go for it on 4th down, let me come in and kick?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just wanted to, I didn't kick a field goals a lot, and he gave me more of an opportunity, my senior year, and I didn't miss any except for one time I got blocked, but yeah.
So the boys, of course, accepted you because of your contributions, your personality, and your gift. Any problems with that?
No, they're all really welcoming, and they just always my grades always stuck with me, and we've never had problems with anything. And they're just really fun to be around. They always cheer me on all the time, and if I get down on myself, they lift me up.
Good for you. Well, should we shift to hockey? Girls hockey, Mark Thorn again, the head coach. What does Kaley bring to the Onalaska hockey program?
Well, Kaley's a leader on the ice. As you notice, she's kind of quiet and shy. But when she does speak, it's usually pretty important, and it draws everybody's attention. But she's a fierce competitor out on the ice, and that's a trait that I see a lot of the younger girls really look up to her for.
Talk about your career so far. Now, you're winding down. You're a senior. You're a part of 4 different schools in this program. Let's go back to the beginning. How did you get involved in hockey? And talk about your career. And as you see yourself ending the career, you only have a few games left into the postseason. Are you satisfied with what you've accomplished?
Definitely. My team has progressed so much, with this year, and even since I was a freshman, how much the chemistry that we have with each other on the team has gone really far, and it's really helping us put more points up on the board, and it's not just one person, it's all of us together.
One of the things that impresses me about the program is the strength of the schedule. And as an independent team in the state of Wisconsin, you can develop a very strong program. Again, as we tape the show here on January 23rd, you are 8-9-1, and you end the season at the end of February with a pretty impressive opponent in Milwaukee, and then you move into the postseason. Are you satisfied with the progress of the team?
Right now I am. I think we'll all admit that we've got ways to go. We're not satisfied with where we're at. We know we can be much better. And I think that's when you look at, especially our last 3 games, where we played the number 1, the number 2, and the number 7 teams in the state, and we can see where the bar is set. And we know that we can play with those teams, but we got to play there consistently. And so the teams that we have left, we know that we're going to have a very good chance of running the table. We just believe that right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's something that you preach and you encourage, and you're optimistic, and you look for silver linings even in some of the losses?
Oh, absolutely. The term that the girls are very familiar with is win or learn. What did we learn through the experience? And it's really their opportunity to engage as to what is it that they learned through the process of a tough defeat. And, you know, it's their words. And the more that they participate in the process, the stronger it is.
Here's something really impressive and revealing to, I'm sure, our viewers. Tied for fourth, Kaley's tied for fourth in the state for the number of goals scored at 21, and also third in the state for points, 42 points. You've accomplished a great deal.
Yeah.
Did you think that would happen?
Not really, because like my junior year, I didn't like get as many points as like my sophomore year, and I don't know. I think I just like realized since this is my last year, I should just like go all out and try as hard as I can, because this is it. Like, I don't have many games left to play.
And you're also a soccer player. Talk about that.
Yeah. Soccer has always been like my passion, I guess. I've always had more soccer opportunities in my life to play like club soccer and travel more with soccer. And I just put more my extra effort into soccer year round.
What's ahead for Kaley Manglitz as you now graduate in a few months and next chapter of your life begins?
I'm going to school at St. Mary's to go play soccer there, and I'm very fortunate to go play there.
Did you have a lot of other opportunities too?
Yes, I did. I just wanted to stay around home. I don't know if I wanted to like travel really far.
And you want your parents to see you, and you're pretty connected with your family, so you don't want to be more than half hour or so away, right?
Yes.
And you'll be coming back watching hockey and watching soccer and watching and maybe helping coach the next kicker at Onalaska football.
Yes, I would love to do that.
So you're on to college, and you're going to play for a good program. I know some of the athletes there, and then you obviously have to spend a great deal of time in the classroom and major and what you might end up doing for a career.
I'm leaning more towards like physical education, like as a teacher, because I always like want to stay like active, and I love like helping. Like I love being around like little kids. That's something that I'd really enjoy.
Well, it seems like a strong connection between being a teacher and then also coaching after the school day is over, and that's part of what you might do. How has girls hockey improved, and what do you see as the future?
Well, how it's improved is, you know, the quality of the athletes are so much better these days. They're very disciplined, they're focused when they come in, and they're very coachable. And I think that's a big key in growing girls hockey, is getting them at a young age, getting involved and showing how much fun it is. The chemistry amongst this team is probably the best I've seen in the 4 years as a head coach. And it's their credit to the seniors that we have that have created that, because they've seen previously what is good and what is bad and what they wanted to create on this team. And giving them that authority and a power to do that really has made a big difference.
So, Kaley, on to St. Mary's, and I know you'll be successful there in that program. When you're young, who really inspired you, and who's a role model that really you can identify with?
I would say my dad. Like, I've always looked up to my dad, because like he was like really good at hockey when he was younger, and I don't know. I just always like thought my dad was like this great guy to like always think of. Like when I'm in a sport, I always just think of him, like how good my dad was at this.
And when you look at kickers, professional kickers, college kickers, and so on, is there somebody that you emulate?
Yes, I definitely like look up to Mason Crosby. I've always really wanted to meet him, and fortunately, my dad still hasn't gotten to let me meet him yet, and I'm still begging him to like let me meet him and just talk to him.
I think I know somebody that can make that happen. Maybe we can have him on the show, and you two can be our guests and talk about the intricacies and the gift that he has and the gift you have for kicking the football.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to.
We might be able to do that. So is there anybody, as we end the show, what would be something that would be interesting to know about you that maybe our viewers don't?
I like to dance a lot. I don't know. It's just kind of like an expression that I like to do. Like, it's just really fun. Like, even if I'm like having a bad day or just like not doing well, I just like to dance.
Just dance like in your bedroom or something?
Yeah, I just kind of like relieve stress. That's how I kind of like
Good for
let go,
you.
I guess.
Is there any musician that you usually dance to?
I don't know, I just like pop.
So I know you're young, but do you have what's your philosophy of life? What if you had something that would kind of describe you? What would that be?
I kind of just always like look up to like God. I don't know, like he always just has like a plan, and I just kind of like trust that like, he knows what he's gonna do for me, and just like follow in like what I believe that like what path he wants me to take.
Do you meditate and pray? Do you take time for that?
Yes, I do pray for him like every night. Like I pray with him, and it really like helps me like become stronger as a person, and just like connecting with him just makes me like a better person.
Praying is talking to God. Meditating is listening to God. Which one are you better at?
Praying to him.
Good, good. So that's that kind of reveals a little bit about who you are. You just have a knack, as I said, Coach, to surround yourself with just quality young people. And I said this at the last show that I feel blessed to be able to be part of this show and get to meet the kind of people that we have on our show.
Yeah, I consider it a gift every day to come to the rink and work with these young women.
I bet you do.
I don't do it alone. I have a great staff that, we had this discussion in our locker room just the other day that, the uniqueness of our staff is that we have 4 different personality types, and they're all designed to help each person depending upon what they need at what time.
Exactly. Well, it's been a pleasure to profile Onalaska High School Girls Co-Op Hockey with head coach Mark Thorn. In the early part of the show, we had Emily Brueggeman and Lexi Hutchinson and Kaley Manglitz here as the last part of our show, and it's been great. It's been an honor to be able to get to know you and your teammates. So thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
We'll be back with some closing thoughts right after this.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
Who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is our business.
When you're faced with the decision of selecting a monument to honor someone dear to you, call Lewiston Monuments for a no-obligation consultation. Lewiston Monument is a full-service monument company, serving families in Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin for over 4 generations. You'll find beautiful granite, marble, and bronze memorials, all at competitive prices. Their experts can help you design the perfect and unique memorial. Lewiston Monument. Call today or on the web at lewistonmonument.com.
Thanks for joining us this week here on 7 Rivers Sports. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping that you will have an active and a healthy week ahead.